So who's doing this bit?
So let me just put it down a bit so it's on the one page. Hello again, coming up on today's show. Young guns take over in cyclocross, World Tour licenses are confirmed, and we've got our smallest ever tech of the week.
Plus we've got marginal pains, Strava, caption, comment and tweet of the week.
Last week, after several weeks of deliberation, the UCI finally gave Astana a World Tour licence, prompting social media backlash and accusations of weak governance at the UCI. And this is, of course, following the 5 positive tests that the team had in the last year. But the licence does come with a caveat, and that's that the team must adhere to the 2017 World Tour regulations, as well as being subject to an independent audit.
Yeah, and it is worth remembering actually that the UCI had no legal grounds to refuse Astana a licence, so therefore they are obliged to do so. If any questions were to be asked though, it's why we've not heard from any of their sponsors. That could hit them where it hurts. So yeah, no word from Specialized or Campagnolo, for example.
Well, in stark contrast to the Kazakh squad was that of the French Europcar team, who were denied their World Tour licence due to a budget shortfall, which we mentioned briefly on last week's show. Now, the team manager Jean-René Bernadeau has stated that he wouldn't mind if riders do look around for other options for 2015. However, we don't think that many of the riders are going to be perturbed because it's likely they're going to get a pretty good race programme next year, maybe with a little less travelling.
Maybe Rutland Melton Cycle Classic in the UK.
Right, caption competition. Last week's photo was this one, the Russian Alexander Kolobnev laying on his back on a training camp in Spain. And the winner is Mathieu Delcourt, who said this. Caption, Vino, just let me know when you cross the finish line. I'll hang out here in the meantime.
Ooh. And this week's caption competition photo, if you want to get involved, is Dan queuing for a train ticket. Matt, do you want to have a crack at this one?
Yeah, how about green is definitely this year's colour.
I thought it was going to be like queuing like a boss or something.
No, the focus is on those trousers, mate.
Tell you what, it's obviously wide open because both of those suggestions were pretty average at best. So I hope you guys have better luck in the comment section.
I'd like 3 seconds to think about
You don't think we're going to win a GCN cap then, Si, with them?
I can guarantee
Probably
that
right.
neither of those will win anything. They were rubbish.
pretty ropey.
Don't know that. It's open to voting.
So Strava Club this week, some impressive mileage over in Sydney, Australia from Cycle Dr. One, racking up some really impressive mileage over there.
Yeah, and how Manuel Pinto actually posted 2 rides over 2 days for the longest ride competition. Now, it's still impressive, but it was 2 rides. So congratulations as well to Aun Girawat for his 446-kilometre ride in Thailand.
Brilliantly, despite the length of that ride, he only completed 202 metres of ascent, so it was quite flat to say the least. In complete contrast to that, though, was Ola Jorda, got a huge amount of climbing done over in Gran Canaria, over 31,000 metres to be precise.
Yeah, it must be getting pretty crowded out there. It seems like half the pro peloton are on the roads of Gran Canaria at the moment.
What a season Belgian champion Sanne Cant is having. She took her tally of wins to 15 on home soil in Antwerp on Saturday. She soloed to victory on the sandy yet pacey course ahead of Ellen van Looy and youngster Lois Sells.
And in the men's race, on for Mathieu van der Poel soloed to a 43-second win over surprise package Laurens Wieck with Tom Musen in 3rd place.
Now, Sunday's race was held in Zilvermeer in the late afternoon on a floodlit course, and Zwick was once again very impressive leading from the start. However, he was overhauled by the other young sensation of the moment, Wout van Aert. Now, the further this season goes on, the more it feels like there's been a change of the guard in elite men's cyclocross.
Meanwhile, Sanne Cant's amazing run of victories came to an end, and it was Sabrina Stuytlands who had the win with Ellen van Looy in 2nd.
If you haven't seen our commuter challenge video yet, then do make sure you check it out. It's certainly caused quite a bit of debate about which exactly is the best way of getting to work. Is it a fast road bike? Is it a relaxed road bike with mudguards? Is it a cyclocross bike? Or in fact, is it a folding bike and the train?
Yeah, we had an amazing number of comments discussing this underneath that video. And you know what? It was quite surprising because there seemed to be an equal split amongst you lot about which type of bike you favour for your commute.
Yes, Dan, that leads us nicely into comment of the week from Uros Bittink, and Uros wrote in the comments, looks like you guys have got some budget and are making good use of it. I'm talking about video production, not Dan's wardrobe. Good shout. And we're talking, of course, about the famous green jeans. What's that about, Dan?
The leprechaun jeans?
Yeah.
Well, they were made famous in Mallorca, weren't they? They're my commuting jeans.
Can we say infamous, not famous? I think they're
I
infamous.
think that's the better phrase, definitely.
Whatever.
There you go, Dan, mate.
On last week's show, we pondered whether the UCI should introduce a competition for the world's best all-round cyclists. So we're talking about road racing, cyclocross, and mountain biking. Now, we gave a few of our own suggestions, but we missed a few key people out, and luckily you guys reminded us of them. Firstly, we can't believe that we didn't mention Jean-Christophe Perrault, because of course he was a silver medalist at the Beijing Olympics in mountain biking. This year he was runner-up at the Tour de France, and apparently he's also a former national champion in cyclocross.
Yeah, and we didn't mention Nino Schurter either. Of course, super successful mountain biker, several-time world champion, and indeed this year he guested for Orica Green Edge at the Tour of Romandy and the Tour of Switzerland. However, he didn't actually fare quite as well there as we might have thought, so maybe he needs to do a little bit more work if he was actually going to go onto the road properly.
Yeah, well, I think we need to decide on what sort of road races we're going to count in this classification, whether it's the Cobble Classics, Ardennes Classics, week-long stage races or Grand Tours.
Yeah, perhaps a little bit more work needed at our end then before we submit our proposal to the UCI and get Brian Cookson's approval.
Early days.
I think we should do a breakaway league. The GCN World's Best All-Round Cyclist
I think it's got
League.
merit, isn't it?
Yeah.
That'll work.
Different title, but
We could design a jersey.
How are we going to monetise it?
let's call up Velon, see whether they fancy it.
You're doing really well, mate. It's not much longer at all. Just a bit more grass.
Could you give us a hand?
No.
Last week we released our top 10 bits of bad advice video. Now, one particular piece of bad advice was to stuff your tyres with grass if you didn't have a pump or tube.
Now, some of you eagle-eyed viewers may actually remember that we ourselves gave you that precise bit of advice in a video just last year.
Take some out of me in my back pocket and we're going to stuff that in the tyre.
Although, in our defence, Dan actually did say that he couldn't get it to work. But we had a comment from someone on Facebook, Milan Co, to say that his dad did precisely that and it got him 30 kilometres home on gravel roads in Gran Canaria and both his tyre and rim were unscathed. So, maybe it's not such bad advice after all. It does work.
I think it's definitely dry grass and wet grass, two different kettles of fish, in my opinion. Just thought I'd throw it out there. Got to go to work on Monday.
It's time now for Marginal Paint. Now this seems to be something which has caused quite a stir in our comments section. Basically, it seems like there's quite a lot in the world of cycling which annoys you. This week it's the turn of Matt Stevens. Take it away, Matt.
Cheers, Dan, for that nice introduction. My marginal pain, chaps and viewers, is flappy numbers. And by flappy numbers, I mean numbers that aren't pinned onto your jersey properly. This could be in a race or a sportive, Grand Fondo, anything like that. I mean, these days especially, when you go to so much trouble in getting aero, nice aero kit, aero helmet, for example, and then you go and pin a number on with like 3 pins, or you'd hear each corner. So basically, the number's flapping around like a sail. So I'm almost on a personal crusade to make sure that people stay aero. But the only person that I kind of wouldn't give that piece of advice to was if somebody's in a breakaway with me and basically the number's acting as a brake or a sail.
Have you ever taken a pin out of someone that you're racing with? Because that's quite a good tip, actually.
Is it?
Increases the wattage. Yeah, just like pretend that you're giving them a little push and then just take one pin out.
You have to have some sleight of hand to take a pin out.
Like, just yank it.
Anyway, there's no excuse for it because we've got a video detailing how to pin your numbers on, both in the traditional method and a brand new modern method.
Give it a watch.
How to pin your number on like a pro.
Whoa.
There we go.
Drum roll, please.
Now that little piece of engineering is called a clug, and it's the smallest bike storage solution currently available on the market. Now,
There's no way you
it's
can get a
going
bike
to
in
be
that.
available
That's just silly.
to fit 3 types of tyre size, so mountain bike, cyclocross, and this being the one that's already out, and this is the road version. Comes in a variety of colours as well to suit wherever you do store your bikes, whether that be in the garage, down in the basement, out in a shed, or even in your living room. We haven't actually had a chance to test it ourselves yet, but we will be doing so in the coming days to test it out on different types of tyres and wheels. So, what do you guys think of it?
Well, we tried it earlier on with Matt's nose, and it does seem to be quite effective at storing presenters.
Yeah, it works an absolute treat. Yeah, it's fine.
And for any more information, the website details are down below.
Yeah, and in fact, if you guys have got any innovative bike storage solutions, then we quite want to see them. So share them with us, either on a message on Facebook or Twitter, or obviously on YouTube as well.
Coming up on the channel this week, Wednesday is how to prevent shoulder pain.
And then backwards, holding there for a couple of seconds, relax and repeat a few times. This will really help to extend the upper part of your spine.
Thursday is the top 10 ways to lose weight.
So whilst we might want to step in front of the mirror again after 1 week of trying to lose weight and notice a difference, the reality is that if you're doing things properly, there's never going to be a visible difference after just 7 days.
On Friday, Retro Tech gets his very own show as we compare a retro bike versus a modern bike.
Where's the hole? I can't find your hole, Matt. It's all right, Matt. It's not a rush.
It's all right, I'm in.
Oh, nice one. Matt, there's so many things that are different on that bike, either subtle or major. I don't know where to start. Like, what's your first impressions?
And on Saturday, Lars van der Haar's Pro Bike comes under scrutiny. And then on Sunday, it's off the back, of which I think I'm at the helm of this week.
Oh, good. Anyway, on Monday, we've got the first in a brand new series, which is how to identify various creaks and squeaks that you get on your bike. Tuesday is, of course, the new show, or the weekly show, but it's going to be the Christmas special.
Woot.
Sorry, Christmas.
Tweet of the week this week. Well, actually, we've got a couple of tweets for you. First up is Adam Hansen, a guy that always gives good value on Twitter for Lotto Bellassol. He's at the team training camp at the moment, so check out his Twitter feed. So some very, very good tweets indeed.
Yeah, and we've also got another picture which came direct from Team Sky's training camp from Fran Miller, head, I think, of Winning Performances, and it's of Bernie Eisel dressed as a Christmas cracker, the ladies' favourite.
I wonder when Rafa are going to release that to the public, because that's very cool kit.
It's different, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd wear that.
It's sort of floral.
Not very aero.
No.
Maybe it's casual wear.
As you can see, Christmas is coming, so we're going to give you a little festive teaser of what's coming up on the channel over the next few weeks.
You know, that's a bag, not a hat.
Yeah,
This is upside down.
This is all a hat, yeah? The hat should be arriving soon.
If you like the look of the Commuter Challenge video, if you haven't seen it yet, you can get to it directly by clicking on the link just up there.
And for our top 10 worst bits of training advice, click down here.
And to become a fan of the Global Cycling Network, just click on any of us.
Remember to share the videos too, if you can.
And like them. Like the videos.
Like that symbol.